What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a month since we uploaded any video, but we are back with a great session for you guys. This is about fractional nature of the market, and it will really help you guys in any strategy, because it's not about how you get into the trade or how to find a direction, but it's actually about the actual nature of the market. So I hope you enjoyed the session. Before we get into it, please like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also hit that bell so you get notified, because we are about to blow up the YouTube. Enjoy this video. Peace out. We are recording, so let's get into the session, fractional nature of the market. So before we get into the charts and talk about how this plays out and how you can take advantage of it, let's see how basically what is fractal. I'm just going to show you a couple of pictures that actually I got it from YouTube, and you can go ahead and search about history and how actually this is in every day of your life. You might not see it. Just like traps, just like the structure that we talk about all the time, they're always in front of your face, but most of the time you fail to see it, or your eyes are not trained to see. And by identifying these patterns, understanding how fractional nature of the market works, you will be able to predict what is about to happen in bigger picture by seeing what's happening in lower, basically, or zoom in picture of it. So let's start it. So the first thing, that's a picture. You can see these leaves. You can see a bunch of it right here, like 4 or 5. But if you zoom in on one of these, you can see that, it's this picture contain 4 or 5 of this whole thing. And then you zoom in more and you see it's even in smaller. This is if you want to compare it to market, it's smaller time frame. It's the same thing, just as smaller, that over and over, and lots of them beside each other will create that whole thing again. Zoom in, each one of them represents the same shape and pattern, and exactly same thing. Or even in a flower, look at that. There is bunch of these that creates this flower, and inside of it there is more of the same thing, same basically leaves that creates this, right? So you got to understand, this is fractal. This is what we mean when we say fractal. We mean market also follows the same thing. And one important subject when we talk about fractal is that it's a never-ending pattern. And guess what? Financial markets also are never-ending pattern. It will be created over and over, and in different time frames. You can see everything that happening in micro scale and macro scale. Okay. By the way, I'm not going to go really in showing you examples in this session, because it's more of an understanding. If you be wise, you will go ahead and start backtesting what I will show you later, and you will have that aha moments that, Elvin said this is my favorite topic. Why he says that, he can say it, but I will tell you, because I know him just like him. Yeah, he knows himself. So the reason he like it, because there was a lot of his aha moments when he paid attention to this fractal nature. For example, when he says, I'm going to 1 minute to take the best entry with tightest stop loss, because he's going to find the exact same pattern in lower time frame. Now, a lot of people looking for retail trader in the market, they're going to look for basically, I don't know, head and shoulder in 4 hour, for example, or daily, and then they want to see a break and retest of a trend line and breaking a zone in lower time frame to continue following that. So when they are going to from macro to micro, you're looking for a different pattern. They're looking for a different basically reaction to get into the market, and they make their decision based on those facts that they believe. For us, we want to see the same thing happening in the lower time frame, and that will be our confirmation. So basically, because if you ask me how you filter your trades, I say I just pay attention to fractal nature of the market. When I see a macro trap, I just wait for the micro trap to literally get to where I want, and then see the exact same pattern down there in micro, so I can actually take action and, you know, call it off or just take the trade. Now let's get into the charts. What I did here for you, I took pictures of it because it's a little hard when you want to try to basically explain this thing when charts are moving. So I tried to make it as best as I could to explain how this thing works. Let's get a blue pen here. All right. So on here we have a 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, 30-minute time frame, and 5 minutes. So that's our macro going to the micro. Notice that, actually, let me tell you something before I get in. When we talk about fractal nature in the market, it's either about patterns or it's about candlestick. What I mean is that you can find the same pattern in higher time frame and lower time frame. And also you can see how one candle forming in lower time frame basically will end up happening the same pattern in higher time frame. And what it's gonna help you in trading is that when you see it from micro coming to the macro, and that pattern or that candle it forming itself, you can take action. You know, for example, you can see it in 5 minutes happening, you confirm it by 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and then take action in 1 hour, and by the end of 4 hours you're in deep profit. So you've been in middle of it. So you see how I will use it to find the best opportunities that give me more chance to win than losing, based on my backtest at least and my understanding. So let's see here, the times are not same. I will go over one example in the exact same time, which I will show you like what it's gonna happen, but I decided to put them in different times and show you how the same pattern happening over and over, okay? So this is a 4 hour, okay? And you can see there is a pump and dump. There was a trap around here that they made that resistance, pushed it up, trap people, M formation, completely reversed. Once everybody got into the trade, they made that last induction and they reversed the market. This is a macro. When it comes to 60 or 1 hour time frame, the same thing happening exactly. You see, this happens and then trend reverse. Again, same thing happened here and then trend reverse. So you see that pumps and dumps basically happening over and over. As much as you want to go down, you're gonna see the same thing. Like go to the seconds time frame. Wait, someone says they can't hear me. Everybody can hear me, right?
Yeah, audio is good. They may need to leave
Cool.
and come back.
My bad. All right, awesome. Sorry. So you can see that it is happening exactly in the different time frame, the same pattern. Let's go to 30-minute time frame. This happening right here, trapping everybody and reverse. 5 minutes. This is where their scalper are there. They get trapped in smaller and more, even, you know, even in a 5 minutes, you can see it goes in micro and macro in 5 minutes. So that's basically a trap in 1 minute time frame if you want to go down. So you can find the same pattern in all time frames. And when you can see this happening in 4 hours, you can wait for 1 hour to kind of show you. And by the time 4 hours is not confirmed, you can see all the confirmation in lower time frame, and then just participate in that, you know, when that 4 hour is going to happen. This will allow you to have a massive risk to reward, like filter a lot of day trading, maybe like for 60 pip, 70 pip, and then get in a trade for, like, you see here, this is 1.13 and this is 107. You see, that's like 300 pip to here if you just take profit here. Compare with 50, 60 pip, and that looks like took less than a week. Okay, so I hope you get my point. So you can see that pattern happening in all time frame, and it's same thing. What else is the pattern we always care about? The other pattern that is really important for us is daily structure. And in daily structure is basically where we look for consolidation and then a stop hunt reverse, basically, right? Or in the other way, it's going to go down and come back up. That's how trends are created. We talked about it so many times. Wow, that looked like a wedge. And you see, even in your drawing, those traps should happen, you see. And if you follow that structure, and if you understand and predict the market based on the structure that you know, the pattern that you know, even when you draw a, you know, imaginary trend, you will see that pattern happening over and over again. Okay, so let's let me clear this. So in 4 hours, you can see consolidation, stop on high, M formation, complete reversal. In 1 hour, you can find it. You see, this kind of took, you see, there was a high created. This is Monday, so that's Thursday, and then Friday. It took them basically 4 or 5 weeks to go. This is 3 weeks of consolidation. In 1 hour, we have 3 days of consolidation, 1 day and a half, and then 2 weeks of drop. And I'm not sure if continued drop, but at least in this picture, you can understand the macro and macro view of it. In 30 minutes time frame, we have 8 hours Asian session consolidation, push up, M formation, the famous FU candle, and then continue going down. And it took them kind of 3 days to complete that structure. Going to 5 minutes, this is not even a day, and you can see, you know, 30 minutes or 1 hour of consolidation, the structure happened. Consolidation, boom, another one. Consolidation, boom, another one. And this is how, as I said, trend is created. And a lot of people notice you go by structure, trend line, break and retest. Guys, patterns that Forexia represents in as a trading, as a trap setups. For example, Mark English has a trend line break and retest. I have DMA, Brandon has ECR, Darren has signature trade. There's one thing common between all of them, and that's daily structure, which represents waiting for the last induction / stop hunt. Okay, and if you wait for this, you will never get trapped. You see, you will allow people to get trapped, and then you will take your entry. This is one of the safest place to enter with the least amount of, you know, with the tightest stops. This is 5 minutes. So I'm showing you something about like 6 pip stop loss and 60 pip right in front of your face, literally. This is about 500. So let's say 10 pip for 50 pip. 1 to 5. Show me one of these support resistant or supply and demand tradings that gives you this much risk to reward with this much confirmation. It can't go wrong, basically. Okay, candles are talking. As I said to my students multiple times, you have to be able to read these candles, and this is reading it. What we're doing by patterns, we try to read and give a meaning to these candles when they're forming. That's about our daily structure. And next one would be supply and demand works. Someone said in chat. Good luck using it, my friend. I have nothing against you or supply and demand, but I know the probability of happening, and average risk to reward is nothing compared to trap trading. Nothing can work like a trap trading. You can't compete with banks. You can't compete with market maker. The charts and zones that you draw there thinking it's a supply and demand zone, it's either trap zone or liquidity zone, okay? And you know the rules should be you take trades in line with market maker, and that's what all I care about. So if you take supply and demand and trade in line with market maker, however you can figure it out, that's good. And you're gonna win, and you're gonna be profitable. If not, it's just your choice that you want to follow. All right. Why do the time frame contradicts each other? What do you mean? Well, let me continue this and then we'll answer the questions. All right. So this is what the money do, where support becomes resistance basically in a trend where a lot of I know a lot of professional retail trader. What I mean by them is those who actually made it works, because we have it in our YouTube channel and we stated that any strategy would work with a solid risk management plan. You can trade something that happens once in a while, but if you have a solid risk management and risk to reward actually makes sense, you will be profitable, okay? But when you start your trading, one of the first basically strategies that you will be hearing or seeing or you will be buying is showing you how to find support and resistance, draw a trend line, maybe add a Fibonacci there, or check, I don't know, RSI to have, you know, some sort of confluence or whatever, and you start buying and following the trend. And that's exactly where banks and dealers will reverse the market and grab your liquidity, okay? So in 4 hours, start with 4 hours, you can see for weeks they work around this zone, then they started to respecting or creating this trend line, if you would say, break this resistance that they worked for, you know, a couple of weeks here. They finally broke it on Sunday, Monday, stayed there the whole Sunday, Monday, and starting from session changeover, all of a sudden they went back down, okay? And a lot of people right now in the chat can confirm that they've been taught to trade like this. They've been taught to basically find that resistance or support. So many had to sell here based on their strategy. A lot of them have to wait and be patient, wait for the break-in retest, and then get into the market. But the result is always same. Liquidity. Where is the liquidity? When you retail traders start buying here, market maker is selling to them. And then in order for retail trader to either take profit or close with a loss, they bought it. They have to sell it back to the market maker. And dealer is the one who set the price. And that's how they choose to set the price. They can choose to cut the loss here, or let the accounts go completely away by the time price reaches there. And then guess what? Where the liquidity goes for dealer, right? Same thing happening in lower time frame. In 60-minute, it's basically a midweek reversal scenario. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there is that basically signature trade breakout. You can find it a signature trade like this too, breakout. This is just more micro, as you can see. If you go lower time frame, this would be a perfect signature trade. Stop on the high. You see, week there. Same exact rules. Resistance was created, break, retest, induce them, and then reverse. Going to 30-minute time frame. Trend was created. This time support was created, break, respectful retest, and notice that wick to the downside. I promise you, for at least 25 minutes, this candle was bearish, trapping sellers, and the last 5 minute pushes above. And the fact that there is no wick up there, it confirms that they literally pushed it up last second. Look, they respected the trend line though, and then engulfing, kind of not engulfing, sorry, rejected it, and then start breaking it. Once it was broken, not a really clear retest, as this is a chance for them to make money out of the break and retest finally, right? It doesn't really happen, okay? And same thing in 5 minutes, trend line, support, trap retail trader here, and reverse up there.
I just want to say one quick thing that, man, I love that sweet spot right there after the shift, but where they still give that entry to like a retail trader who's going to sell off that trend line, because that's that moment where we've got our confirmation, we got a clear shift out the trap, but then it's like, do you want to just buy at like a bullish candle or straight into bullish momentum? Not necessarily. You want to get a good entry. So that little final induction to trap a few more sellers is where we look to buy. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Exactly.
And I will definitely use the lower time frame, that multi-fractal. You'll get your confirmations.
Exactly. And yeah, the next thing I wanted to say is, again, candles. Okay. I don't have anything ready to show about candles. You know, I probably want to go through my next session that I'm having with my students. But to show you here, that kind of represents the same thing, but maybe not exactly same time. I'm telling you, it's not exactly same time. But if you go and backtest on TradingView, if you just drop something like, you know, a box or just like this on an engulfing candle or something like that on like 30 minutes and 1 hour, you go to lower time frame for like 5 minutes, you will see a W formation. Okay, and then this thing right here would probably be a W formation for 1 hour too. These candles actually are really important. Understanding the fractal nature of the candles as well help me basically, instead of predicting that clear, you know, my prediction about the direction of the market, I predict when one engulfing is about to happen in 4 hours. You see here, you see these 3 bullish with no little body, basically with no body, that are in 4 hours here. When this is happening, I can literally find out what the money do trap in lower time frame and basically smell this 4 hour engulfing that is coming, because they're gonna be a what the money do in lower time frame signature trade, you want to call it, a trap setup. and then there will be engulfing, there will be M formation, engulfing, and more confirmation for me to participate in these 4 hours. And basically nowadays the average trade that I'm in is either it's between 4 to 5 hours. Sometimes I wait for 2 4 hour candle, because you can see it can literally push for 8 hours or so. You can see it again here. This is a 12-hour scenario where 3 4 hour candle drop. But the moment this 4 hour candle closes engulfing here, if I go to lower time frame, I can see very clearly all the trap that I want, it's already there. So it's just look for an entry for me at that point, because I know these are about to happen. So fractal nature is not about your analysis. It's not about you finding the direction. It's about literally just a better understanding of how this market works. Because a retail trader will say higher high, lower low. That's how market works. Another one says no, fundamentals are the one who move the market. If there is any news, market's gonna move. Next one gonna come and tell you that no, buyers and sellers. You know, I got them actually here. That's for the sake of laughing to them. Bulls and bears, these are fighting to each other, and then boom, this one eat the other one and market goes up. Come on, $7 trillion business profit per day. You want to tell me buyers and sellers are like moving this market? No, there's one buyer or seller that has the more power, and that's market maker. You either believe this or lose money in the market. That's what it is. I'm sorry if that's hard to understand, or it's just, you know, if you really want your strategy to work out, I want your strategy to work out too. But the purpose behind what you're taught is to lose money, not to make money. The only chance for you to make it happen is to basically have a solid risk management and trading plan to make it work. That's why old retail traders have become profitable after 20 years trading. That's why Warren Buffett is so rich when he's actually, you know, old right now, you know, but you don't want to do that, right? So that's pretty much it about this slide. Sorry, I just got on and on. Let me go to the next one. All right, so this one right now here is basically, if you pay attention to the 4 hour, it's a one pump and dump that I draw it in yellow basically, okay? And you can see in 60 minutes, and I try to show you here, let me actually change the color of my pen to, I have green here, or it looks like we can go with orange. All right, so in 4 hour, you can see a trend formed, a support was created, what the money do happen, and it's basically a signature trade too. You see the way Forex trades: stop on low, push up, trap people on trend line, and then reverse against them. Dropping in 1 hour, you can see the blue trend line, resistance and break of it, and it's right here. If you look at 4 hour, this blue, it's literally same place. And I'm trying to make the same example as the leaves picture that I showed you at the start of the video. The same thing, if you zoom in, it's same exact pattern over and over again. So this is when our 1 hour stands, okay? That's an example for 1 hour time frame where exact same thing happened. So the purpose of it is to push this and break this zone so they can create that trap. Going to 30 minutes time frame, it's right here. This is the 30-minute time frame. Pay attention how trend was created, support here, and trust me, right here, this is the zone, and notice this area was worked before. So this is an important zone. They work off it break it, retest, wait there at that trend line as well, and then complete the structure with which is completing the actual 4-hour structure, you see. And then going to 5 minutes, which is down here. This is let me clear this. This is 5 minute here, where I told you that's the signature trade. Notice in 5 minutes, it is actually even a more micro signature trade as well, right? So same pattern, guys, you see happening. They have to create a trend, create a zone, break in, retest it. So you believe, retail trader believe that it's going to that certain direction. They reverse the market. They do same thing over and over, starting from 1 minute to 5 minutes, and complete this structure until that 4-hour structure is completed. And this is never ending, as I said. The important thing about fractal nature is that a never ending pattern. So don't expect it to end ever. I'm just showing you up here. You see these wicks? If you go, you can find a signature trade right at up here in 1 minute, which was that last stop hunt that turned out to be a wick in 4 hours. Now I'm gonna leave the rest for you guys, okay? I'm gonna stop the recording right now, close the session. Actually gonna answer the questions and then close the sessions. Hopefully you guys will go and backtest and see how this fractal nature works. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked the session. Please do practice this lesson and let me know in the comment section what do you think about it. And also you can join my community using the link in the description, and we can discuss and answer any question you might have. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share the video with your friend. Let them know we have a lot of information for them here. Peace out.